Salut tout le monde, c'est Gapter, j'espère que vous allez bien. Alors je suis de retour sur The Stanley Parable, tout simplement parce qu'il me reste quelques fins à faire et donc à vous montrer. Donc on va le faire tout de suite, apparemment. La première
Stanley
commence
simply
ici.
couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Ok.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Apparemment
Stanley
il y a une
decided to
fin
go to the
secrète
meeting
ici
room.
aussi.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Hop. En fait on peut monter ici, sur la chaise, monter ici et passer par là.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Oh putain, je peux pas choisir. Hop. Ok. J'ai cru que c'était un écran, mais non. Genre, je peux
Well,
pas voir.
I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ce
people
truc?
considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite
On va recommencer la partie. Alors, il y a une autre
just a
fin.
step through this door, Stanley
Bon, tout
thought to
ça, j'ai
himself.
été le voir sur
That's
le
all I
net, hein.
need. If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alors... Tiens, ça a changé, ça. Private. Ah, je sais où il y en a un.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Je pense qu'il y en a un dans les chiottes de l'autre, là. Je connais pas du tout cet endroit. Ça t'a rectifié le même endroit en fait. Ok, ça sert à rien. Bon. Alors, apparemment, faut rentrer et sortir avant que ça ferme.
Stepping into it.
Voilà. Yes. Hop. Donc là, il y a une porte secrète. Cette fin-là, je l'ai jamais faite. Je crois qu'il y avait marqué que la sortie était à l'étage 760. Ah. Qu'est-ce que c'est que... Ok, bon, c'était une
Wait,
fin
Stanley
bizarre.
thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Ok, apparemment, il y a un autre easter egg qui s'appelle le paradis. Alors, faut éteindre des ordinateurs dans un ordre très précis. Déjà, le premier, le 419. Ok, après, faut recommencer le jeu. Ouais, je sais, c'est casse-tête. 419, 423.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again.
Il est là. Il est où le téléphone qui sonne? Qui a pété? Ah là.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information.
T'as un message pour...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
C'était un message de prévention sur le fait d'enregistrer des messages.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Voilà, c'est celui-là le troisième. Hop. Après, c'est 434. Et celui de Stanley. Alors, le
All of his
434,
co-workers were gone. What could
il est
it
où?
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Il est
Perhaps
là.
he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley
Et enfin, celui-là. Apparemment, c'est le paradis de Stanley, c'est ce qui avait marqué dans la soluce que j'ai lue. C'est juste, voilà. Allez,
When
il me
Stanley
reste
came to a set of 2 open
2
doors,
fins à
this
faire.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Allez, on va la
Oh,
prendre.
thank God you are willing to
Je l'avais
listen to
jamais
me.
pris.
You
J'avais
see
pris
that
que
I
la bleue la
really
dernière fois.
have wanted you to be happy all this
À la fin, il
time.
fait jouer
The
à
problem is
Rocket
all these
League.
choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
C'est la même. Le level design est bien fait parce que je peux pas... Ah. Je peux pas voir l'ouverture des deux côtés en même temps.
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going? Right. Where were we?
Ok, on est juste censé regarder ces endroits, hein. Ce truc-là, là. Ok, bon, on va se casser, hein.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Je peux retourner là-bas?
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here. No.
Ouais.
What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You
Ouais,
heard me
ouais.
before,
Mais
didn't
je veux
you?
pas rester comme ça
You
longtemps, hein.
will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
Allez, adieu monde cruel.
No! Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. No, no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Ouais, on est cruel, là.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
What?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
C'est vrai qu'il y a le
Stanley
saut, là.
took the door on his left
Il sert
to go back to
strictement à
the
rien.
meeting room.
Et le jeu a décidé de le rajouter à un moment, tout comme les ballons à
Said
la
the
con, là.
bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the car. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here,
said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Je
Now
crois que
pick
ce
up the
truc-là,
phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will
faut le débrancher.
Hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk.
It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last?
Qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
Ah, Danny, with the funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data
Hello,
from your
Golden.
audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and who very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back. I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll
Ah,
be
je
in
peux pas sauter.
stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we have the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now? Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley. The bucket spoke. The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land, or not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on.
Je
All
fais
because
quoi
you
là?
couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Let me try that again, Stanley.
Ah, c'est lui, Stanley?
I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in
Il est
love
pas
with the
très beau.
bucket you are. No? Still not... Is it the delivery? Pale with shame.
Ok.
Pale with
Bon,
shame.
bah, je crois que j'ai fait à peu
Pale...
près
What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley,
toutes les
the
fins.
bucket is so metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's
Du coup,
obsession
je vais
with guitars
m'arrêter
because
là.
the whole
Bon, en
point
tout
of
cas,
this,
je le
I
conseille. C'est
live
plutôt un
for
jeu à faire, je trouve.
jokes. I need more of
Il est
these.
assez rigolo. Il est
That's
même
exactly what it
très
is.
court,
That's what will
ce qui est
make
plutôt
me
une
the
bonne
king of
chose.
comedy again. More instructional
Et
videos. Let's see.
ouais, il y a de la réflexion aussi au niveau de l'histoire avec le narrateur qui te raconte que des conneries, mais qui en même temps brise un peu le quatrième mur, on va dire. Ah ouais, il est très drôle, en tout cas, il y a beaucoup d'humour, hein. Que dire d'autre? Ouais, Ouais, non, en fait, c'est difficile à dire pourquoi j'ai bien aimé sans spoiler, parce qu'en fait, faut voir que je connais ce jeu à cause d'une vidéo de The Great Review où il en parle justement. Du coup, je savais plus ou moins à quoi m'attendre et la pensée qu'il y a derrière. Là-dessus, j'ai pas été surpris. Mais bon, en même temps, si vous êtes là, vous avez sûrement compris le concept. Du coup, ben, testez par vous-même. Faites toutes les fins possibles. Il y en a qui sont vraiment pas mal. Et moi, je m'arrête là. Allez, à plus.